Hello everyone, welcome back to TechBits Learning. In our previous video, we learned how Azure organizes resources using management groups, subscriptions, and resource groups. Now it's time to deploy our very first Azure resource. Today, we will learn one of the most widely used Azure services, Azure Virtual Machines. By the end of this video, you will know what a virtual machine is, why organizations use Azure VMs, VM components, VM sizes, storage types, networking, pricing, and best practices. And this will be followed by a live Azure portal demonstration. Let's get started. Now, the very first question comes, what is a virtual machine? Imagine you are working in an organization. You need a Windows server to install SQL Server, IIS, SAP, Oracle, and custom applications. Traditionally, you would purchase physical server, rack, cooling, UPS, networking. This takes weeks. Instead, Microsoft already has these servers running in their data centers. Azure allows you to rent one instantly. A virtual machine is simply a computer running inside Microsoft data center, just like your laptop. An Azure VM has CPU, RAM, storage, network card, operating system. The only difference is it runs in Azure instead of your office. Now let's understand why organizations use Azure VMs. Companies choose Azure VMs because they can launch servers in minutes, scale CPU and memory, pay only for what they use, backup automatically, integrate with Azure services, high availability, and disaster recovery. And some real world examples: domain controllers, SQL servers, application servers, Citrix servers, Azure Virtual Desktop Session Host. In my projects, we have deployed hundreds of Azure Virtual Desktop Session Hosts using Azure Virtual Machines. Now let's talk about Azure VM components. These are the building blocks inside every Azure virtual machine. It consists of compute, operating system, storage, networking, and security. It makes total 5 building blocks. Let's talk about compute. The compute has the CPU, the memory, also known as RAM, and VM size. Operating system has Windows Server, Windows 11, Ubuntu, Red Hat Enterprise Linux. You can choose OS image that fits your workload. Storage has OS disk, data disk, and temporary disk. Networking consists of virtual network, subnets, network interface, public IPs, and NSG. And at last, security. You have Microsoft Defender, trusted launch, secure boot, and encryption. All components work together to deliver a secure, scalable, and highly available virtual machine in Microsoft Azure. Now let's understand Azure VM sizes. And I think this is one of the most important topics for your interview preparation. Think of VM sizes like buying cars. Small family buy a hatchback, large family buy an SUV. Similarly, Azure offers different VM families to match different needs and workloads. Here we will talk about 5 VM sizes, and it comes in series. So first is B series, then comes D series, E series, F series, and GPU series. And there are other series as well. For that, you have to look into Microsoft documentation. Here we will talk about only these series, as you can see. So first is B series. It is burstable, it has low cost, it gives a burstable performance and used for testing and lab development as small workloads, specifically when you are creating a test environment, a lab environment, you can use this series. Then comes the D series, general purpose workloads. Basically, it supports and it has a balanced CPU and memory used for web applications, web servers, app servers, and it has a good price performance as well, and small and can use for small databases as well. Then comes the E series. It gives a memory optimized performance, high memory, used for SQL servers, SAP applications, and database servers. F series are compute optimized, where high CPU performance is required, compute intensive rendering, analytics, and batch jobs, and best for high performance computing, rendering, analytics, and games. And then comes GPU series, graphics and AI optimized and used for AI machine learning, deep learning, graphics rendering, and 3D visualization. As I mentioned, best for AI models and ML training and scientific apps. I want to talk about quick tips. Match VM size with your workload. Start small, monitor and scale when needed. Right size is equal to better performance plus lower cost. Review and resize as your needs grow. A very important point to remember, choosing the wrong VM size can increase cost significantly. So always remember, right size is equal to best value. Now let's talk about pricing tips and best practices. Please understand one thing: smart choices today will always give you lower costs and secure, reliable workloads tomorrow. You can save money without compromising performance. Remember below points, always stop VM. Stop and deallocate your VM when not in use. You pay only when it's running. Use auto shutdown. Enable auto shutdown to automatically stop VMs after work hours. Delete unused disks. Unused managed disks, snapshots, and public IPs continue to incur charges. Delete what you don't use. Choose correct VM size. Pick the right size for your workload. Right size is equal to better performance plus lower cost. Reserve instances. Commit for 1 or 3 years and get significant discounts up to 72% over pay as you go model. And at last, spot VM. Use spot VMs for interruptible, fault tolerant workloads at a fraction of the cost, up to 90% less. Always remember, small optimizations today can lead to big savings on your Azure bill. And let's talk about best practices. For building secure, reliable, and maintainable environments, use Azure resource groups. It will organize all related resources in a resource group for easy management and cleanup. Use NSGs. Use network security groups to control inbound and outbound traffic to your VMs. Enable backups. Enable Azure Backup to protect your VMs and ensure business continuity. Enable monitoring. Use Azure Monitor to track performance, set alerts, and proactively identify issues. Apply tags. Use tags, environment, owner, cost center for better organization, reporting, and cost allocation. Least privilege RBAC. Follow the principle of least privilege. Assign only the permissions required, nothing more. Don't expose RDP to the internet. Avoid exposing RDP 3389 directly to the internet. Use Bastion, VPN, or JIT access for secure connectivity. Smart decisions, right size, secure by design. That's the Azure way. Now let's jump to Interview question segment. I will test your knowledge, strengthen your Azure skills. Let's test what you have learned. Here are some commonly asked Azure VM interview questions. Question 1. Difference between availability set and availability zone. Availability set protects VMs from hardware failures within a data center, and availability zone protects VMs from data center failures across physical locations. Question number 2. Can a VM have multiple data disks? Answer is yes. A VM can have n number of disks. Third question. Difference between premium SSD and standard SSD. Now, premium SSD is used for high performance, lower latency, suitable for production workloads and has a higher cost. Whereas standard SSD provides a good performance, higher latency, suitable for dev test workloads and lower cost. Question number 4. Which VM series is recommended for SQL Server? Answer is E series, because E series is memory optimized, gives an high performance and ideal for SQL Server and databases. Question number 5. Can we resize an Azure VM? Answer is yes. You can resize, scale up or down a running VM based on your workload. My dear friends, practice these questions regularly to crack your Azure interviews with confidence. Keep learning, keep practicing, become an Azure expert. Now, dear friends, what is conclusion and call to action? I would say great job. You have taken a big step into your cloud journey. Today, we learned what an Azure VM is, VM components, VM sizes, storage options, networking, best practices, and interview questions. If this video helped you understand Azure virtual machines, like, subscribe TechBits Learning and share it with others beginning their cloud journey. In the next video, we will explore Azure storage, including blob storage, file shares, queues, tables, redundancy options, when to use each storage type in real-world scenarios. Thank you for watching TechBits Learning. See you in the next video.